I don't think I have a tea strainer or steeper thing. How'd you get so fit? Um, I've been sober for almost a year. So that started me off on a path that was a lot better. That was good. And also, I started working out probably a month ago. But I've also just been kind of naturally a little bit smaller my entire life. I also used to play sports, so I know what I'm doing sometimes. Sometimes someone took a wrong turn to Tinder and ended up on Twitch. Yeah, these things happen. Um, but we're keeping it civil, so am I. King Kiefer, what's good? How are you? What up, Cheese? What up, Kiefer? How's the Keith? Keeping? I love that. Um, it's the same letter to start. I'm good. About to drive and get some Hawaiian food. Oh, hell yeah. Got the next 2 weeks off. That is awesome, dude. Like, congratulations. Cheese is my hero? No, 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 no. I am the anti-hero. I am the villain that becomes the hero, right? I'm thinking as I'm doing this, and I should have my shit together in just a second, by the way. Syrup is made with rose and lychee. Lychee. I keep saying lychee. Lychee. And I need to keep the rose separate from the lychee when I do that. Did you play cheeseball? The best part of Twitch chat is I can tell jokes, and you can't hear me laughing at them. I'm so happy that you are making yourself happy. Did you play cheeseball? I love that question, and the answer is yes. It was lacrosse, same thing. Thank you. I started a new job on the 15th. Congrats. Good luck. Also, on the Hawaiian food, everything I've ever seen about Hawaiian food is it's like a combination of like island barbecue and then like sick flavor combinations of spices and sweets and like things like that, whether it be plantain or pineapple or just like your fried rice situations. And that's like comfort. That's comfort food. So that's a great start to your time off, and that's awesome. I'm happy for you. Definitely anti-hero facial hair. Yeah, I'm actually the evil twin. I took care of the other one a long time ago. Don't worry about that. Box lacrosse or field lacrosse, both. I played it all year round. Can you find Cheese as my villain then? I am the bad guy sometimes. Just don't see it. I'm only the bad guy to people who are also the bad guy. I was talking the other day about horror movies. How do you all feel about them in general? Just in general. Because in a lot of horror movies, I have like a strange empathy for the victims of like people that are doing like gratuitous murder things. And I leave the movie like feeling bad. While if it's like a monster movie, I'm fine with it. And then usually the asshole is the one who gets like totally ripped to shreds in a monster movie. So I'm double okay with that. So there's a big difference in how I perceive horror movies, and that is actually kind of is Cheese the bad guy? I'm only a bad guy when they're the bad guy. Box cheeseball or field cheeseball? Nice. Kimchi fried rice, mac salad with masubi for two or two. I lived out there for a few years. So fire. Oh yeah, that's awesome. The two cheeseball bros. Were you a lax bro? No, because I wasn't. I was like on like a misfit team, except the other times. And then it was because there was a lot of people that like didn't fit into other sports that wanted to play that, and it was more I was interested in it and it made sense to me, so I played it. So if I like something, I'll dive into it. You used to hate them, but you love them now? That's awesome. Which horror movies sustained, for horror movies we're talking about here, which horror movies stained your brain as a child? A bunch. I don't know. Total baby and cannot watch them because I get scared too easily. Oh my god, yeah. I can watch them. I just like feel bad for the people. Can't really do horror psychological thrillers, okay. Yeah. Where it's like it's just like the gore. I can't really do like gore and like murder. I can do like monsters and like fantasy horror kind of a deal. Psychological thrillers are cool too. Um, but it's also like oof sometimes, you know. All right. I'm going to do a thing. I'm going to start this process. The first thing I'm going to do is drink water. Like, I never wore, like, high socks or anything. I never, like, was a dick. I was, like, mostly stoned the entire time I was playing. Sorry, Mom. But it was yeah. It's just like, I was literally the misfit. I was like the punk kid who smoked a lot of weed who was also playing lacrosse and was the captain. So. I feel the same way. Horror's okay if it's not too violent. Yeah, exactly. That's it. You know? I'm trying to be entertained. I'm not trying to like be grossed out / feel bad for watching it. You watched Leprechaun at a really young age, gave you phobia of little people until you were like 12. Leprechaun is wild. The Leprechaun was a wild series of movies. How many did they make? Didn't they make like 8 of them? They made a bunch. You're the Leprechaun? Century Sam, I do not believe you. You feel really bad about it after the fact? That's alright. It wasn't your fault from watching the Leprechaun. I don't think anything actually scarred me, but the thing that made me kind of feel the worst about it was probably Texas Chainsaw Massacre when it was remade. In the year like 2000, early 2000s kind of time. That was 300 grams of, that was 300 grams of water that I just put in there. Leprechaun into Hood with the best. That's true. That's the only one they actually replay anymore, like often. There's like the one in space that happened. Lauren H, welcome in. Hope you're having a nice day. Do you prefer gas cookers over electric? I don't mind induction burners. In terms of like electric coils, I've never been able to kind of nail those down. And then again, also my gas stove isn't exactly the most my gas stove isn't exactly like the most like accurate or fancy, so like it runs a little hot even on like low settings. So it's give or take. But I definitely adjust a lot more, and I feel like it happens a lot faster when I do that. Quote, my name is Postmaster P because I'm delivering a positive message. I like this Postmaster P now. I have nothing against electric. I've just never kind of nailed it down, you know? I need to figure out a way to separate to keep my I need to figure out a way to keep my rose petals separate. I could have swore I had like a basket. Oh, you know? Is that weird? No, probably not. But this is like a big vessel, man. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this out. Hang on. I got an idea. I'm gonna take this out. Got a weird idea. Make it work, whatever it is. All right. Lauren H., I hope you found a way to make it nice for yourself today somehow. A double boiler? No. No. I'm going to take my water out of here. And I have a kettle, right? But for steeping tea. I'm going to see how that works here. It has a little basket. So I'm wondering if I fill it. It's kind of broken. I just realized. Uh-oh. Well, it should work. For my purposes right now. At least minimizing how much comes out, you know? I'm gonna do rose in here. Warren! Hi, Warren! How are you? Thanks for the resub. What's going on? Never enough with the king of cheese. Thank you. I'm doing something weird. I'm gonna boil my rose petals in this, right? And then I'm gonna add also my lychee juice and lychee. All of them? Yes. Because I can just take the solids out, right? Woo! That's hot. I've been doing well, mostly here to lurk, as well as work on some projects. Hell yeah! Congratulations on the project work. I hope it's fun. I hope it's awesome. I hope you have a relaxing time doing it. And thanks for hanging out with me. I'm going to measure out some sugar here. Weird is often the best kind of thing to do. I do weird stuff all the time. All the time. It's kind of absurd. But right now, this is not the weirdest thing I've ever done. But I don't mind it being slightly weird, at least, you know? We got a lot going on. So this is like going to add up into our base of amounts of ingredients. Because like, I'm going to start with the stuff that I have, you know? I'm going to start with like a baseline foundation of like, I can work with this stuff that I have here. Let's see what happens. And then we're going to build stuff out of that. You know? Right now, I'm measuring out an equal amount of sugar to the amount of water that I just put all my lychee and my rose in here. Oop. I'm going to go over the amount. I'm going to put it back. We were aiming for 300 grams. Okay, that just was a 10-gram swing somehow. $300 grams. Sick. You do a similar process when it's experimenting with new cookie flavors. Hell yeah. What's the last kind of cookie you made? Gotta reorganize my workstation here. You're gonna head out. Have a great rest of stream, Cheese. Take care, everyone. Bye, Adam. Have a good one. Thanks for hanging out. Strawberry dark chocolate peanut butter chip. Sounds awesome. Let's add this sugar into our boiling water here. I'm going to take this, and yes, I'm wearing a glove because that was a lot. I'm going to stir with the bottom of my spoon to get all of the sugar off of the bottom. Huh. Don't do that. So I don't want it to caramelize on the bottom, and then we're going to steep our rose back into it. Come on. Come on, Rose. I'll do one of these. They went over quite well. That's awesome. I'm glad it was enjoyed by those who got them. This is going to be interesting. I'm excited. Again, whenever I'm working with recipes, there are a lot of times when I'm just winging it. I am going to have to attempt to get a buttercream recipe together. I don't know how to make buttercream. I know that I will just be hitting it with a hand mixer, and it probably involves butter, heavy cream, and sugar. So right now, I'm getting my sugar and my flavor base ready. And yes, I am slowly, painstakingly pouring over this boiling water. Into the rose. So it kind of filters through it a little bit more, rather than just on the outside of it. Glove because you are prepared should a crime spontaneously occur. It won't be me committing the crime, that's for sure, because you won't be able to prove it. Because I'm wearing gloves. You know what I mean? I added a picture to your Discord for your future viewing pleasure of your cookies. Hell yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's incredible. Thank you. Well, now we have a rolling boil going on with our syrup. I think I'm going to have to turn down this heat. Or should I? Yeah. Boiling over. We don't want it to caramelize. So I'm actually going to take it off heat now. We're going to let it sit and marinate. Think about what it's done, you know what I mean? I do want to try this. Okay. Let's let it think about what it's done, but let me try to blow on this and not burn my face off. Oh, it's very hot. Jesus. Speaking of, what does this do? That's what that does. It needs a little bit more rose, which luckily, all I have to do for that is let it sit for longer. Again, I have this little basket here going on. With rose petals. Rose flowers, just their entire flower, really. Just dried out. Nope, that's the wrong spoon. And I've been trying to take like a little bit of the hot liquid and kind of pour it down the middle in there. This is going to take a second. All I have to do is wait and be patient, essentially, now. Let's stir off the bottom to make sure maybe for whatever reason, some rose made it to the bottom. Rose water, if you will. It's very easy to overdo rose. It literally starts tasting like potpourri or the stuff that you would spray on your face to keep it nice and clear. Rose water. As long as I keep tasting it periodically, I think we're going to be okay, though. That's not too much rose at all right now. Right now, it needs to, like, we need to boost those numbers. Never be scared of flavor. Hot rose water.
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
Madman's knowledge. Well, first, let's address hot rose water. Are you saying I don't even want to say this. Never mind. Okay, but like maybe though. I just feel like Rose from the movie Titanic really kind of dropped the ball later on in life by not selling Atlantic Ocean water as rose water. Just saying. I hope you're all having fantastic nights. Please take care of yourselves. Remember to hydrate. Remember to treat yourselves right. Right now, I'm letting some stuff steep out. Azteca was just at my feet. I was going to grab her, but I was just thinking. I also have plenty more rose. So if I need more rose in particular involved in stuff that I'm doing, I can figure that out. What are you going to do with the lychee and rose? So I'm going to make a frosting and an ice cream. I need to look up a buttercream recipe, actually. So I'm probably going to do that in 1 second. Not quite yet. When I've made ice cream, I've done it like 3 times myself, right? First thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take a glass tray dish or baking dish, a Pyrex dish. Also, let me make sure that this is not showing right now. It is not. And I'm going to put it in the freezer, which I'm going to do right now. Hello there. Thank you for the follow. We're good. Also, I need to figure out something else really quick. I missed the beginning of stream. Is this like a Valentine's Day rose or a special eating kind of rose? Oh, it's just rose. Like roses that they say are edible are also just roses. But I've dried stuff. Rose buds and petals, whole. WHOLE. See? Fire it up! Let's fucking go. And they make good tea ingredients. They make good potpourri ingredients. You can use it in various kinds of cuisine. It's often used as like a way to add a certain type of floral bitterness to things. She's about to punch it up a click. No. I don't know what that means, but maybe. I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no. It's possible. Damn poor Rose had a rough life. No, no, no. We're good. This Rose is living its best life because after it thought it was done being beautiful, it is now going to make something that we make be beautiful as well. You know? Yeah. I don't think the lychee needs to steep as much in this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this a couple jiggles. We're going to taste it in a couple minutes. It won't take that long. Honestly, I thought it would be done by now for the rose infusion. Because it's very potent. Once it gets going, it goes. I also have my heavy cream here that has rose petals that I got warmed up. I did not boil it. I would like it to taste more like rose. But we're going to be using a sugar base of lychee and rose for the actual buttercream, in addition to adding the butter. So I think it will come together fairly well. I have faith, at least. I haven't really messed anything up yet. Which reminds me, as well, we will be not only streaming more, but also because I have things that I want to put out there. That's why I'm streaming more. And I know when I can do it officially now. But I am now coming up. I am at like 1 year affiliate. A little bit over, but I took some breaks. So I would like to do a subathon. And I need ideas. Because I cook, right? On stream. I make cocktails. I make drinks on stream. Thank you for the follow. And when I cook, I make drinks, everything. You can do it for long periods of time, but there are things you have to kind of do to fill the time. I have ways I can fill the time constantly. So I know how to fill the time, like whether it be other content, videos. I could even play a video game here in the kitchen right now if I wanted to. I wouldn't recommend it for making buttercream, but I have a lot of random things that I'll bring up and I'll start making a list for, but I want to do a subathon soon. And it's actually not for me to get subs, even though that's a nice benefit of it. It is, but in a way, it's like the other way. Not like a marathon subathon, but like a subathon, like long. It's gonna be long. I want it so that people will get subs that follow me, because right now I'm about to put out all of this content that I'm really excited about. And I have been excited for a little while, and it's kind of all come together at once. And there's a lot coming up that I want people to remember to come back for. Because they stuck with me that long, and they decided to follow me for that long. And I think that's pretty fucking cool. So I want to reward people by having a subathon. I know. I don't want the subs for me. I want the subs for people that might not have them. You know? Hey, thanks for the follow. I appreciate that. So then you get emotes and no ads, but then you also say, hey, what has Cheese been up to lately? What has Cheese been up to lately? Maybe I should go check it out. Food challenges? Yeah. Spicy challenge? Absolutely. You know, I never did the chip challenge. I don't really care. I like very spicy things. Speed burrito rolling. I do want to make a burrito or have a burrito stream with one of my friends. Because I think it'd be really fun to do it with them. Nugget challenge. What is a nugget challenge? Speed burrito rolling, though. That sounds fun. And yeah, I could also make bringing people on a part of it fairly easily, especially because that will be a large part of my content coming up too. And if you happen to be lurking and are listening, just saying this out loud, you don't have to say anything, but thank you, first of all. And as a double thank you, my cat Azteca is on the screen right now, too, with me. So I'm going to hold her for you, okay? Hi, Queso. What are you doing? I'm sorry if you missed her. She'll probably be back later, but I had to put her down because she clearly had enough. That's like it's so cute. I know, right? Hi, Bacon. Hi, Queso. How are you all? I need to look up a buttercream recipe. She is a baby. And she wanted to be put down, and now she's headbutting me in my leg right now. Here. She's funny. Hi, Mark. How are you? What's up? I love the silent popcats. The pause. That's my pause champ now. um, hold the freaking phone right now. I'm looking up a buttercream recipe. I'm gonna pull it up together and we can learn it. As long as I don't have any like weird doxing information, should be fun. And thank you all for the lurks and for hanging out with me, and for all the hosts too. Thank you. I see the list. I appreciate you very much. I don't like calling it out in case anyone lurking wants to host. You know, I don't want to like call people out. So, because I've noticed that on the host list there have been lurkers, so I don't call you out by name anymore or show the list, which was like kind of a weird thing that was being done for a little while in the meta on Twitch. But if you can host, that would be great. Thank you. We're gonna do buttercream frosting recipe. Okay. Well, this one has 973 ratings and gets a really good rating. So let's take a look at it. Let me pull up my browser really quick. We're gonna go into the lab for this one, by the way, because it's an article. Let me double check. Buttercream frosting. You know what? I like to fancy myself a decent reader, by the way. Wow, like, there's leaves in my water. It's rose. It's just a lot of rose. So I'm gonna try to read some shit real quick. Because this might be hard to see. It's fun to have it up, but it's hard to see. This simple and delicious vanilla buttercream frosting is perfect for frosting cakes and cupcakes. It's so creamy and dreamy. Come on, guys. You might just want to eat it plain. No, don't do that. With a nice little picture of a cupcake. Isn't that nice? Do you love that? Love the lab gimmick? Thank you. Vanilla buttercream recipes may seem beyond simple, but I did get a surprising number of questions for home bakers everywhere. So let's set the record straight with perhaps the most ubiquitous and variable frosting recipe there is. Let me know how you enjoy this recipe. Historically, I have found it to be a crowd pleaser, whether decorating birthday cakes or homemade vanilla cupcakes with a link. Okay. So what do we need? We need butter, we need cream, we need powdered sugar, we need vanilla extract. So sugar and vanilla, butter and cream. I have cream. I'm currently infusing my my cream right now with some rose, as we speak. Huh. I would like, so powdered sugar kind of dissolves easily into everything. That's why they're going to be using powdered sugar here to add into the cream and the butter. You're basically turning the cream into a sugar base. And now I'm realizing that I've made this syrup. But this is going to be tough. Because I know that moisture is an issue in terms of keeping consistency with frosting. So you end up wanting it to be tighter, you know? Also, this is pretty tight. I'm going to favorite this song. Wonder if my song pop-up thing works. Can you say the thing you're contemplating again? Oh, you might be able to help? Oh, yes. So let's pull it up. So I'm putting most of my eggs in one basket here by putting hello there. Thank you for the follow. By putting all the lychee I have, basically, except for the few that I have for an experiment, I'm infusing it into sugar and water and rose right now. So I would like to use my sugar base instead of confectioner sugar. I would like to actually use this syrup. But as a secondary option, I can use the confectioner sugar and I can use the solids from the syrup and blend the solids in with the butter and the cream. I just feel like there's going to be a consistency issue if I do that, where it'll add too much moisture. Someone with recipe in their name is probably more help than me. It's possible. Throw some butter into the ice cream. I think that would be fun. Either way. It's okay to use a syrup. It's just a different style of buttercream? What's the style? Am I stylish? Can you make rose powdered sugar by blitzing the rose and regular sugar? What does a particle of rose taste like? We're gonna come back to this. We're coming back to this scene, and I'm putting this away. Oops. I'm about to do the thing that I do, where I'm like, know your enemy, my friends. What does rose raw taste like? Swiss or Italian buttercream? Is Swiss buttercream dope? I feel like ever since we heard about just Swiss chocolate in general, I just feel like they're on their pastry game, you know? Also, good use of the word blitzing, by the way, Mark. I like that. So I'm going to do this thing. Should I just take the big old head of it? Should I do this? Are we going to taste our enemy slash beautiful savior corpse of Rose? You might want to try finding a Swiss or Italian buttercream recipe that has fruit in it, strawberry for example, to give you a better guideline. That is an interesting idea. I think I'm going to do that. We're going to switch up gears. We're going to try it. Toblerone is one of the best chocolates, hands down. I believe you. Is it Swiss? I don't even know. I actually don't. All right. I'm holding it still for this one. Rose, what does it taste like? It's not edible. It doesn't taste like anything. It tastes bitter. Okay, now I taste it. Now that it's out of my mouth, I taste it. Ugh. Okay. It's not supposed to be pleasant. It's not supposed to be pleasant. I don't think. Hi, Brooklyn. What's up, Brooke? How are you? Hope you're having a nice day. How's it going? I just tried to eat raw, dried rose. This does not have a lot of flavor to it. I'm wondering if I should have gotten hips instead of just the whole flower. But it smells hugely like rose. I usually buy hips, and I decided I was just going to buy this. I might have to use a lot more of that. But adding it in without heating it isn't going to do much. It has to be heated. 100%. I could make a hard switch. Well, no, because it's actually letting... I know it's infusing because I could taste it in this. How's it going? Just ate some dinner? That's awesome. What'd you have? And it's going really well. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna squeeze this out. I'm gonna taste the syrup, and we're gonna see where we're at. And we're gonna look up an Italian / Swiss buttercream recipe as well. Our friend Recipe Reborn Lemon Drop also just let us know that was probably what we're talking about. And here's a nice convenient link to go and check out their Twitch channel. They're very, very, very talented food and drink streamer on Twitch, so you should go check them out. And you can get some really cool ideas and items for recipes, because they have a very good taste on what to make next, I think. Made some ahi tuna tacos with a little mango salsa. Yo, that sounds really good. It sounds like you made it really nice for yourself. That's actually freaking awesome. I hope they were great. And you said it was yum, but I'm going to say I hope they were even better than that. I hope you're just downplaying it and that you don't realize how cool you are, because you are. I remember that both those require egg whites. Not sure if that's a problem for you. I can do egg whites. I have eggs. I'm going to taste this syrup right now. Right here. I do have eggs. So that's good. I definitely taste rose. It's just not intense, which is good. But I'm worried that it's going to be completely lost by the time we get to the end product. You know what I mean? I might be overthinking it, because I do that. But whenever I talk about flavors and what I want out of a recipe or a result, just a thing in general, what I want is, if I say there's something in it, I want it to taste like that a lot. I want to emphasize and show it off. I want to make it count. I've made Italian buttercream with maple syrup, and as good as it sounds. That sounds cool. And why, thank you. They're honestly so easy to make, and it's one of my favorite comfy treat meals for myself. Happy Saturday to you for your comfy treat meal, then. Thank you all for hanging out with me. Hi. What's up? What's up, Moisey? How you doing? Jesus. I like how I don't turn down those, by the way. I'm thinking right now, what flavor of buttercream, besides lychee rose, would you want to see? Chocolate, strawberry? We mentioned strawberry. Because maybe I'll find some sort of recipe for that at some point. I want this to work because I do have a tub of frosting just in case. And it's purple and it has llamas on the cover of it. So why not? And it has funfetti. So this is my backup. But the key is actually going to be to not burn the brownies, because I have tried to make batches of brownies 3 times in the past month, and I have burnt them at least a little bit, like very lightly, every time. The very bottom layer has always burnt, and hear me out, I was considering doing this tactic that you'd see with like cheesecake, where you put the cake in a pan that goes into a water bath in the oven. Does your oven run hot? Yeah, it does. I don't know how hot, but I turned it 50 degrees down from what I thought it would be, and it was still too much. By far. So I'm gonna have to go like really far down to like almost like warming levels, and then we'll see what happens. At this point, I'm willing to like desperately make a Bain Marie. Yeah, queso. He cooked ribs in 15 minutes. I was appalled when that happened, by the way. It was like 25 minutes. Was it like 25? Maybe it was like 40 minutes. It was like 40 minutes. But it was like, it should have taken 2.5 hours. And it was funny because the way that I could tell was I smelled something and I heard one thing sizzle, and I was like, that is not a sound I should be hearing at this temperature. And I opened it up and I'm like, these kind of look crispy on the outside. And then I temped it and I was like, this is well done right now. If I let it go any longer, it's going to be shot out. I'm just like, oh my God. All right. Oops. But they actually came out awesome. And they were they were the pilk ribs. They were the cola spice brown sugar ribs, and they actually made great meat the next day in a fried rice. Like I chopped it up. I took it off the bone and I chopped it up, and because it was fatty, it like cooked a second time totally fine. And it actually made an addition, like it was like barbecue pork fried rice kind of a deal, and I loved it. All right. That kind of doesn't taste enough like Rose. And yeah, like Century Sam said, we do want things to kind of punch you in the mouth. I don't want things fighting in my mouth in terms of flavor, but I don't want the entire point of what I'm doing to disappear. You know what I mean? So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to steep this again. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the cooked down lychee solids. We're going to put it in its own container. Lychee! I keep saying lychee. God damn it. We'll figure it out as we go along. That's why it takes as long as it does. But so, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the solids out of this. I also don't have an oven thermometer, so that's also a whole nother issue. Lychee solids leaving the vicinity. And what's going to leave us here is lychee flavored syrup, essentially. Lychee flavored syrup. Lychee, lychee, lychee. Lychee, lychee, lychee. Oh, a little lychee. You know? You can temp your brownies to 185 if you want to cut down on time rather than temp. Of course, you run the risk of being goopy in the middle, which I'm actually not super opposed to. If it's burned on the bottom, try baking further away from the element. You can also crack the door. I've baked in a grill and in an oven with no thermostat before. Yeah, I've never used a thermostat, so I don't even know what that's like. I just didn't, pointing out that I don't even know the level of off that it is. Like, it could be extremely off, and I don't even know it. I hope you've been all having really nice weekends, by the way. It's Saturday, right? So, ideally, I stream Thursday, Friday, Saturday from now on. Thursday, start during the day, earlier stream, and kind of go in later. And then Friday, later, because ideally, I start working early in the morning on Fridays on certain days at my job. And then you're going to see me here again for Solutions on Saturdays. Solution Saturdays, dog. Let's fucking go. I mean, an oven that's on or off, no temp setting. Oh, hell yeah. Now I'm imagining like a forge. There's like people making swords and axes next to you. Hammering away on an anvil. Just going hard, blacksmithing. And then you're like, I need to make brownies. Then you like come in with your tray. Oh, hello frame rate. Oh. And as soon as I said something, we're good. Yeah. You're like, hey, I know you're making and forging this Sword of Kings here, but could you just like step aside for a moment? I have a batch of brownies that could go into this oven real quick. And they're like, hell yeah, you can, because I may be a grizzled blacksmith with an elongated sword, but I'll tell you what, I do enjoy a good brownie once in a while. You know what I mean? Smithing ain't easy, no. Just ask the Smiths. Every single one of their songs sounds like a depression diagnosis. You know? So sword baking with brownies during subathon. Now that's an idea. I want a sword. Circling back, I want a sword. Damn it. Where's my sword? Writing this fanfic about me? It's a good read. You know. I wish it was a choose your own adventure novel. If any of you, has anyone like read one of those before? Do you fold over the page you went last in case you made a horrific mistake and need to redo it? You said you wanted to read more. Yeah. You got to keep them hungry for brownies. You know what I'm saying? Aren't knives just mini swords? That's what I've been saying. Is that what we've been talking about this whole time? Probably. I kind of lost track, so I'm taking your word for it. Page 80. Your brownies are burned. Go back to page 20. Yeah. The brownies are burned and the smith wants none of it. Get away. Have you ever seen the rain? If anyone gets my references, you're sick, okay? Or a Sting fan. The bag hand is back. Is this bad? Is this something bad? I don't know. I can't stop thinking about my cheese bag hand now. Should I be using tongs? I'm just... I put your hands up on Rose hips. When I dip, you dip, we dipteria. Get it? Because diphtheria is a blight that requires recall. I don't know. I have a sword from Spain. My uncle gave to my grandparents. It's one of the things I requested when my grandfather passed away. I hope you got it. I hope that you're enjoying your sword and defending your honor on a regular basis.
You've taken away all of my sexuality.
You have good cheese
Or
bag
taking
hand
me
because it's
new
all those years of
sexuality.
cheeseball.
Behold.
We can both have fanfics of each other. My years of cheeseball have prepared me for this moment. Actually. Well, we have at least two cheese bag handfuls of rose petals and flowers now steeping into our lychee syrup. I removed the lychee solids that were steeping before. We're going to use those for the buttercream. I didn't like the level of rose that was happening in the syrup, so I have boosted those numbers. Those were rookie numbers. You need to boost those numbers. We're going hard. I'm beginning to think that this particular bag of dried roses is less about the scent and more about the color when you use these kind. And also, maybe it looks good in potpourri. You can spray it. It looks better. But it does smell a lot like rose. It does taste like nothing. Where's the beef? Hi, Fry. Welcome on in. I actually have chorizo today, so no beef. I'm very sorry. Next time. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't actually cooked with beef in a while on stream. I had intentions for doing that. Thanks for eating me. Hi, Chorizo Joe. Welcome in. I had intentions for pulling up some beef. I think I had to cancel stream because of a work reason or other reasons, but I'll probably end up doing a skirt steak at some point because I just like skirt steak. If you've ever had like a Spanish form or Argentinian form of skirt steak called churrasco, that's what it is. It's like a belly tender steak, which is like really nice. It's usually very cheap too because it looks like the other cheaper cuts of meat, but I find it to be very flavorful and tender. So you can get like 2 decent sized skirt steaks for like $4 or $5. Also, just so you all know what I'm up to after this stuff that we're working with, our original like lychee situation, I need to make something savory for dinner. I need to cook something savory and then like actually eat. So some things might sit for a little bit longer, or like while I'm making or baking the brownies, I might start prep work, but I'm basically going to clear my fridge out. I have broccoli, broccolini, I have some potatoes, I have leeks, chives, green onions, maybe even carrots, like little baby carrots. And all of these need to be cooked down. I have an open chicken broth. I might end up having extra heavy cream. So we're going to make like a little stew situation. Have you ever created steak au poivre? I have not. I have not. Does poivre mean pear? No, that would be pois. Definitely more rose going on in here. But it's not enough still. It's coming together, though. We need it to be the base. I think I'm going to have to go all in. If you want to describe it to me, Fry, I would be happy to, like, give my take on it or something like that. I'm down, though. I'm going to save a little bit more just in case for some other reason I need it, but I don't think I will. Poire is where poivre is pepper. Pepper steak. Nice. So, a West Philly style cheesesteak? Yeah. No. Oh, cool. I have not. Oh, you would know French too, right? That's cool. That's awesome. You got a second language now. I don't know how well it's spoken, but like, I understand Spanish, but I can't really speak it. Where I grew up, very few people actually spoke Spanish on a regular basis. But my mom is fluent. And so family being around and hearing it and everything, I also did take it in school constantly. But formal style of learning a language just isn't practical, isn't good at helping you speak. It's great at helping you read books and write papers in that language. And yeah, we're going to have a stew going, Century Sam. You're absolutely right. I believe that it's going to work out pretty nicely. Steak with peppercorns and heavy cream. Ooh. I have not made that. You're okay enough to speak with a person from Congo recently. Ooh. Neat. Not great, but competent. I could speak it. For Spanish, I could speak it if I was forced to. And with practice, a lot would come back to me. A lot that's trapped in my head would come back out. Please taste like rose. It's tasting like rose now. You should try it. I feel like I've had versions of stroganoff that would be similar to that, believe it or not, but as like a sauce. And I keep thinking of the dish cacio e pepe when we're bringing that up, because dairy and black pepper and all that. Woo, tastes like rose? Yeah. It's nice when things start to work out, you know? Oh, my mouse is all the way over here because I was doing something. I'm gonna drink some more water, contemplate my existence. Remember to hydrate, everyone in chat. Remember to grab snacks. Remember to vibe. Remember to release the thunder from down under. Hi, Kenji. What's going on? That one is on for a limited time only. You can sometimes find my 5,000 redeems that are also worth 5,000 channel points. I'll bring one back every so often. They're all just sitting there waiting to be flipped on. That's all. I don't get rid of anything. I store it. I put it into cold storage, as I put it. Hope you're having a good day, Kenji. Thanks for being here, bud. I'm infusing more rose. There's not going to be enough rose in that heavy cream. That was a waste of time. It tastes slightly like rose, but it's not enough. It's not worth it. This is going to be my savior right here. Right in this. This is what's going to do it. And we're going to strain it when I feel like it has enough rose in the liquid itself. And then we're going to start combining things and making new ingredients. This butter, softening up, feels malleable. Not super soft, though, but I would like it to be slightly softer than this. I'm going to hold on to a few more lychee here. I'm also going to put this little strainer off to the side so I don't lose it. I almost made a tea bag out of... I almost made a tea bag out of coffee filters if it was getting down to it, you know? And I knocked something over. Oh, I also, because I was in the store, right? And so I've got this fridge clearing business that has to happen, right? I was at the store and I saw corn, just this whole pallet of corn sitting there, and it was like 4 for $1. They were 25 cents a piece. I got $1 worth of corn. I have four corn now to add to that. Because why not? You know, I knew it would work. And then I was like, I also need protein because I want not only all the starches to be in there, all the fats, everything else, the flavors. I want it to be literally just this easy thing to scoop out and make leftovers with. So I also bought a package of chorizo. I have chorizo again, except I'm cooking it on stream this time. Instead of making hot dogs out of it. So that's fun. I'm confident it's gonna work out great. So we're basically gonna make all of the things come together. I'm gonna have food that's easy to eat for the next 3 days. And I'm fired up about it. Why not? Because whenever I do all these streams in a row, it's so I can eat throughout the weekend, in addition to giving myself way too many leftovers for the rest of the week. So that's what we're going to do somewhere around the middle of the stream, is I'm going to take all of the ingredients that I've made for cocktails over the past 2 weeks, because they're good for about 2 weeks. I'm going to take all of those for cocktails, and I'm going to make non-alcoholic beverages out of it. Hi, Han. How are you? It's good to see you. Hope you're having a good night. Fry, that is like the simplest, shortest recipe I've seen, and I absolutely could make it. Anyway, the only difference would be like, make sure you season it. You know, it's like the end of that. No stream, no food. That's not, I still feed myself. It's just I would rather be able to like do the things I love, because I make really nice things for myself even when I'm not streaming. Like, because it ends up being an experiment of what do you have in front of you and what can you make out of it. And I get really like in depth into details, etc. You know, and I get excited. I don't know. It's fun. Yeah. I'm going to taste this again. So we have a lychee syrup that has now been soaking with whole roses, whole rose flowers, dried out, rehydrating now in the syrup. I'm waiting for it to taste a lot like rose before I try to use it. Yes, I forgot the salt. Yeah. But, I mean, it's implied. It's implied. You know what I mean? Like, we know. We know. You could even maybe throw in some coriander in there. Holy shit. You know? Whoa. Whoa. It's just like, all right. Yeah, it'd be tight. That sounds good. It actually makes me want to make like black pepper mac and cheese right now, and that has nothing to do with what you just told me, but that's literally all I want now. Softening up some butter. This still doesn't taste as much like rose as I want it to. It does taste like rose, but it needs to be like present, because we're about to dilute it with other stuff, you know? Like, everything. Hydrate. Thank you. I forget to drink water. on a regular basis. That's why it's there. I forget to drink water on a regular basis when I'm streaming or working or anything. I get like very focused because if I lose focus, I go on a tangent and I forget everything. Coriander tastes like soap. Ah, you're using the so you're calling cilantro coriander. I call it cilantro. But what I meant by coriander was the seeds. So cilantro or coriander seeds, ground up, which might not taste like soap for you. Do they? Actually, that's a question. I've never asked somebody who told me cilantro or coriander tastes like soap. Soap seeds, yeah. Just a little a soap of a seed. I know, right? It's always like I'm not sad because it always seems like people that say it tastes like soap are in very good spirits about it. Like they're like, yeah, it tastes like soap. Which I think sucks because I love it. I love that flavor. But if you don't like it, you're not gonna miss it, right? So it's not that big of a deal to not like it. But it looks nice, at least, with the green. I use cilantro a lot, and when I cooked, I'd be devastated. Yeah, me too. That is a big thing for me too, actually. I would be devastated. But only because I know what it tastes like to me now. You know? Can I think I'm gonna start the process of processing. I know that's redundant. But I think I'm gonna start the process of processing what I'm gonna make for the savory dish. Because I think this needs to sit. And you know what? I'm going all in. Because, never half-ass anything. You're gonna whole-ass everything you do, you know? Eastern Europe people have soap tastes. It's not all of them, but, like, it's just like, genetics in themselves will be more prevalent in certain areas. Man, I really don't want to use all of this. Is there anything else I would need it for? No. No. We're using all of our rows, right? Dude, I'm terrified. All right. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. I've worked with quite a few people that would say, don't be scared. When we're talking about what we're doing, you know? Full send. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Whole ass everything, yo. You got a whole ass it. This is going to be tough. I'm putting all my eggs in one basket with this. Will there be enough volume? Shit. Well, no, because I only have a certain amount of heavy cream. That's the problem with baking recipes and heavy cream, too. Is they want you to buy, like, 4 things of it. Because you end up using so much butter or cream or anything else. And you wonder why you go to the store and suddenly every single heavy cream or butter or something is gone or down really low. And you're like, what happened? And it's like one person decided to make 2 cakes. Fuck it, we ball. I know, we trying. Do you cook Indian food? I do sometimes. I follow a rough guide. In the end, it's a difference of spice palette, of soup base, but it's like sauce base, you know? I say soup, but I meant sauce. And just how and what order it's cooked, / what kind of pickling are we doing? Oh, man. I'm really full sending it here. Because now it's like turning into rose oatmeal. at this point. If it doesn't taste like rose at this point, it's not going to taste like rose. I don't want to... You ever, like, live in a house where all the spider eggs hatch at the same time? And they're just everywhere? You're hungry for samosas? Samosas are dope. Samosas are dope. Little fried vegetable triangles or pyramids, whatever. That was me last week. Yeah. Is this why you asked about horror movies? No, I asked because, like, it's not... It's just like... It's because of my reaction to the bad guy being and how they're treated, you know? They hatched above your pewter. I actually have a slight fear of spiders, but, like, only ones that look like they're poisonous. Every other one is fine. In fact, I'm like, yeah, you're cool. Even the little jumping guys that jump at you, I'm like, oh, you're cool. Jumps on me. Oh, you're cool. But I won't, like, run away from it or scream. I will, like, scream while killing it. It's just like, oh, all right. My fight or flight response is generally to fight. Which, playing into horror movie situations, I'd probably get killed. Potatoes, peas, and spices? Hell yeah. You know what's awesome? What's an unbridled side effect of this? Because I'm not using rose hips, apparently, because apparently the hips are what matter for roses. I have to taste this, even though I'm going to get grit in my mouth. It's very hot. It's almost ready, though. The color has been infusing. Rose color has been infusing into this. So it's going to be very intense color, which is going to color the buttercream. Or whatever I make, for that matter. Hot rose water. Again, you're right. I couldn't handle that. I run away from spiders and ask someone else to kill them. I would do it. I'd do it for people that ask me. I've held a tarantula, so I'm okay with spiders. Tarantulas are fine. I literally only care about things that look like black widows. And guess what hatched in my house? They're not actual black widows. They're called false black widows. But they still are like... But again, spiders generally don't mess with you if you don't mess with them. It's like a shark. But land. Hey! You know what I haven't done yet? I haven't put anything on my whiteboard. Now, while we're here, I could start pulling ingredients out while this is infusing. That's going to take time, clearly. We're going to look up a sweet Italian buttercream situation. No, that's nightmare fuel. Yeah, it sucks. But I need to just start laying out savory ingredients to work with. Because why not? You know what I didn't use? I didn't use the green garlic. I wonder if this is even good anymore. I don't think it is. I'll do a test run later on it. This is green garlic. There are garlic scapes in the fridge too. We're gonna crush it. We're gonna have so much food because this is fridge clearing day essentially. And I need to because I don't like wasting food. So if you cook it, you can at least work through it for a couple days after that, you know? You had a Reuben today? Was not impressed. Big Boys does it so much better. Yeah, Reuben definitely depends on where you get it from, how they corn the beef, and was always a pastrami guy, you know? Pastrami is awesome. Alright. So we're here. Fridge zoom? Maybe? Alright. I got a little bit of time because I figure it's going to match up with what we're doing. See? We got a leak. And that was a tumble. We got a leak there. We got a tumble here. Poblano peppers. Everyone needs some extra time. Hell yeah, we do. This is a very sad looking carrot. No. We got all night!
Taking away all of my
We
sexuality.
really do.
Or giving me new sexuality. Behold.
I got a bunch of grass. It's scallions and chives. And they're kind of getting soft and discolored, so let's go. Roast the pepper. Oh, we roasted. We roasted something. These have just been in here a long time. These are garlic scapes. Dang, your fridge is so full. No. What are you talking about? Maybe a broccoli head? It's getting like... So that's going. Got zucchini, but these are good. They don't have to be used. Cilantro? This parsley's still good. That can go with the zucchini later. I have asparagus, but this is really good. That can go with zucchini later. Oh, this broccolini is kind of shot. I'm going to use it for something else, though. Not this. I don't want it to, like, be in the stew and, like, be part of the batch. These carrots are actually still good. I'm leaving those. Are there any sneaky peppers? Sneaky peppers? Yep, one finger chili. Sick. Cilantro? Nah, I have Tide. Look at all this green stuff here. That's a pretty big little leak. Yeah. Uh-oh. Go back. All right. Look at all this green stuff. Cilantro, a leek, got some various forms of onions, broccoli, poblano peppers. This is dope. This is awesome. All this, just throwing it in a pot. Like, basically, I might leave some things that will overcook if it's in there too long until, like, later. Like the broccoli. But in general, we're just going to throw it all in a pot with maybe a little chicken broth. Yeah. Some thyme. We're going to leave this over there. We got garlic scapes. We have chives and scallions. Leeks for our onions. I have a bunch of cilantro to add an herbal component. Some thyme for an herbal component. I do have also cloves of garlic, which might work. And then we'll season it. I also have corn. What about ratios? These are actually pretty good. So that's where this is coming into play. I want to use all of this, but everything we do to it will be on top of it that will add and blend and make all of the flavors kind of come out. One thing I will probably have to do, though, is boil potatoes separately, because they don't really cook well if you don't have, like, submerged liquid, you know? Hashtag ratio. Is that a hashtag? Do we have ratio in the tags? In my Twitch tags? I don't believe we do. I wanted to set those aside and get those ready. We might as well not do the brownies until the ingredients are ready to be put together. It's a silly Twitter. It's one of them silly Twitter things, you know? One of them silly Twitter things. What happened to my little gold spoon? Balls! The song's cool. I'm favoriting it. Also, this is supposed to work, but it won't. How are you doing that? Is that Toby? Hi, Toby. Welcome on in. Aha! I got this to work. So now if somebody asks me, what's this song? It's super cool. I can push this button and be like, it is this. Omo Lewa by Peter King. Hell yeah. Voidstorm, what's up? Welcome in. Toby, how are you? What's good? What's cooking? We got some lychee, some rose, and then we got a bunch of green stuff that I need to clear out of my fridge. I think the first things that I'm going to do with all of that is cook everything with fat, and that's hard, down in oil with some other stuff. We're going to start the savory dish. That's what we're going to do. We're going to start the savory dish like right now. Because this is going to need time. Oh, I found my little spoon. This is rose. It looks like caramelized onions, but it's rose infusing into a lychee syrup. It needs a little more time to infuse, but I am going to put it off to the side and out of the way. Hi, John. Thank you. How's today's meal coming along? I'm pretty much just getting started, it feels like, because I've been doing a lot of thinking and explaining as I go along. I also have macerated lychee here, which I'll be blending into one of the ingredients as well to add more lychee flavor. You're doing all right and just got home from a birthday and winding down. Well, I'm glad you could come relax with us. I'm going to need a bigger pot than this. I'm putting this off to the side because we're doing it like a full-blown, like basically fridge-clearing stew situation. Those look like chicken livers. They look like clams before I did anything to them. If you traveled back in time and had to serve royalty a dish, which would you make? All ingredients available. Serve royalty? A dish? Ah! A cheese steak. That's all you get. You don't like it? You can get the fuck out of here. That's what I say to the royalty. Big pot time. I don't have a much bigger pot, so this is a big pot for me, okay? Leave me alone. Olive oil. If I was olive oil, where would I be? In the last place I looked, because that makes sense. Yeah. And you know what? We're gonna switch. Yeah, I'd serve cheeseburgers. Hell yeah. Which royalty depends on the monarch? Possibly rat poison. Yeah, you know, we don't discriminate. Anybody, anytime. Cheese. Ayo, bourgeoisie. Ayo. What was it called? I almost forgot. This is a cool song too. Who put this on? This is good. Oh, it was me. Okay. I think the better question would be, what do you, chat? What do you think royalty would be most impressed by? And it could be an ironic statement. It doesn't have to be the fanciest thing you've ever seen, but there are things that just plain wouldn't have even been thought of, available, or combined in, say, the year 1550. What would they want? Or not want? Or want to just experience, you know, what kind of food? Because I think about that with music all the time. Baked Alaska would be fun to serve. Some Middle Ages monarchs. I imagine cold was a novelty. That is true. Actual cold stuff, like ice cream, even. That blew people's minds at like a world fair not 200 years ago, you know? I'm going to switch while we think about that very briefly to my other microphone so we can do a little choppy chop sound, if that's okay with you. I'll switch back and forth, though. Oh, I'm seeing the good suggestions here. Oh, I touched the mic. I'm sorry. Hot mic. I did it again. Too hot. All right, I'm switching back to my regular mic so I can adjust what y'all were talking about. Off with their heads, boar's head? Yeah, maybe. That could be a good boar's head slogan. Let's soften up some of our... Let's soften up some of our leeks here. I put it on a much lower temp setting because that is olive oil, so it's going to smoke otherwise. And then you say you start with olive oil, just great oil to start with a lot of dishes with. Yeah, it's just about flavor and cooking it, you know, right now. Gushers or warheads, that would be a mind blower. Like, that's almost like too much for them, you know? I already say gushers are like ridiculous. Just give them ice cubes. Just here's an ice cube. You maybe a foam buddy to soften the blows. It usually is more. I just feel like it's more out of the way. I wasn't paying attention and kind of karate chopped it. There's no reason I should be touching that mic. I just messed it up. Hello? I'm gonna switch cameras while that figures its thing out. Organ meats were big with royalty. The gamey taste was a thing. I believe that. And then unrelated, Pharaoh is underrated. Unrelated, underrated. It's a good content idea, actually. Non sequiturs, but it's all things that should be brought to a spotlight. Yeah, I should do something about that though. If I punch it 2 more times, I will get something that prevents me from punching it again. And it's gonna be big old boxing gloves or something, you know? Head cheese. Sulk was very popular. I don't know what the parentheses, what's in there means, but I did have I did have some face meat many times. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I feel like that's what we should call it. Face meat. You know? It just feels more metal. Feels like I care, you know? Show somebody you care. Serve them your face. Or the face of something you want to eat. That's how you absorb power. For a long time, I have considered the possibility of searing duck hearts and soaking them in Bacardi 151, lighting them on fire, and chanting Kali Ma while it's on a stick. How would you use a keyboard while wearing boxing gloves? I use my nose. You gotta improvise. It's like one of those little, I'll just get one of those, like, you know, the little flamingo that drinks out of the water cup and goes back and forth, but it's not actually drinking. I'll get one of those, but I'll just adjust it as I need to type. Just go at an astounding 1 word per hour typing rate. Uh-oh, typo. Better back it up. Buttercream took me into some really weird territory because of that flamingo. Let me tell you what. Kep has opinions. I think I'd feel old royalty arena food. Ridiculously large hot dogs with crazy toppings. Nachos with plastic cheese. Ice cream with all the sprinkles. And the ice cream should be, by the way, in a... it should be in a little novelty baseball helmet, by the way. But also, ice cream with all the sprinkles, a gigantic Coke, etc. Etc. I think I made a joke about etc. the last stream, and I don't remember what it was, but I'm beginning to think that maybe I should actually use this, this marker thing more often. I always forget. Dippin' Dots. The ice cream of the future, but from the past. You know, that is actually an idea. I'm gonna do garlic scapes next because they're pretty hard. But they do cook fairly... Ow! Sorry, the rubber band got me. Damn it. Eventually, we're gonna be in the Middle Ages. And people are going to be like, you know what they used to eat in the Middle Ages? In the Millennium Ages? Dippin' Dots. Now, wasn't that an archaic form of ice cream? Nowadays, we eat our ice cream the normal way. Through a straw in our nose. And or boofing it. Because I suppose... that suppositories were always healthier. Is that what you all think about, by the way? Because I'm just sitting here on this knowledge on a regular basis, just kind of doing my own thing. Do you have Bull's cojones? I don't. I could go get some if I want to. I know a guy. Also, I could just go buy some. And as a snack, they can get bad jelly beans, like dirty sock flavors. Those are weird jelly beans. I don't know why people buy those. I mean, I know why, but also I don't. Mark says, just steer clear of any molecular gastronomy. They might think you're a witch and burn you at the stake or something. I'll make them gastronomy's nuts. You know what I mean? Let me stir these onions. And as a snack, they can get the bad jelly beans. So, like, those bad jelly beans, like, that's rough. Why am I coughing? And then I just realized I'm frying poblano peppers. Capsaicin in the air. Oh my god. It's fine. It's fine. I just got to get some garlic on that piece. I'm going to roughly chop these because, you know what? A lot of these are going to get pureed anyway. So the only thing I'm worried about are like hard pieces I don't want to eat. And making things smaller so they cook faster. Again, these are garlic scapes. Garlic scapes are the sprouting garlic offshoots that are really nice. Give a very garlic, fresh, like bright garlic flavor. A little bit less bitey than the actual bulbs. They're also just really awesome and they're seasonal. So you only find them during the summer when they're like really kind of doing their thing and reproducing, you know? Yeah, it comes together nice. I've been wanting to go to an arcade recently, really badly, and I keep not being up for it. Like the whole like touching things that other people are touching. Which I do on a regular basis anyway, so really you could just like carry hand sanitizer with you and like, you know, do your thing. But I keep forgetting. And I don't know if I feel like it. Has anyone been to an arcade anytime recently? Or just gone to an amusement attraction in general? That you're like, you know what, that was a good time, I want to go. Because you know what, you saying it was a good time and that it was fun to go will probably sell me on it much faster. Believe it or not. Metallica or Megadeth? Are you building a Tinder profile for me? Just kidding. I've never used that app, by the way. Just throwing that out there. Metallica or Megadeth? That's a question, actually, for me. Believe it or not, it is targeted. Frankly, the first two Metallica albums that they put out on a record label were really good. Megadeth had some really good composed songs, but a lot of it falls flat. A lot of their guitar solos are absolutely disgusting. But and I dare I say neither. Like, I would never listen to either of them. And I listen to a lot of metal, actually. Hard to describe all of the metal that I do listen to, because frankly, sometimes I just favorite stuff, and I'm like, yeah, this is good. But I'll only keep like one or two Metallica songs around and one or two Megadeth songs around, and the rest can just like not be listened to. I went to one of the bowling arcade game places about a week ago and played some games for a while. That's awesome. I have not, but most recent entertainment place I visited was a theme park in May. Awesome. Roller coaster types, or like just something like if you went to a theme park right now, y'all, like where are you going? Like, are you going to like beach style amusements, carnivals, state fairs, roller coaster type of amusement parks? I don't know. I personally wouldn't go to an arcade alone, but with some friends would be fun. I've been to one alone. It's not bad, actually. It's pretty freeing to like just not say anything for the entire time. I know that's like kind of antisocial of saying kind of thing, but not really. You're there to enjoy yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. Amon and Marth? I don't actually know that one. There's a few that I'm like, yo, this is cool. All the ones with war references. Yeah, you went to a roller coaster park? You went to Universal Studios in Orlando. Hell yeah. This, I don't know what I'm doing with this, so I'm going to turn the heat off because I don't want it to, like, cook much faster because I need to think. I'm talking to y'all and I like it, so... Went to Universal Studios in Orlando. Silverwood. I don't know Silverwood. But there are a lot of Six Flags. I learned the other day, I was talking with someone about theme parks, because I have it on my list for this summer to go. There are 27 Six Flags parks in the United States. 27. That's a lot. You're a roller coaster fiend. Actually, I'm not going to do chives right now. They're too soft. They can wait. We're going to do the whites of the scallions. You're a roller coaster fiend. That's awesome. I haven't been on one in a while. But I'd be down. Chives and top scallions for later. I had fun losing games by myself. Hell yeah. That sounds like a blast. It's pretty freeing though to like just kind of roll around to the games and like get it all in. Yeah. Back in the 90s, you were a Cedar Point fan. Cedar Point. I've been to Cedar Point. Because I think I know what you're talking about. They rebranded later to something else. But I'd also been snowboarding nearby to there. And I'd actually... Some of the rides are definitely sketchy, frankly. We're gonna add some seasoning to this. I also need to break down the corn. We need to get the corn involved on this. I would like to also get the chorizo in there at the same time. Then we're gonna add chicken broth and reduce it down. I'll probably make potatoes off to the side to add later. We're gonna add a whole butt ton of cheese, maybe a little heavy cream. Am I making a soup? I don't want to make soup. I'm going to try to stylize like this like a curry. But like, let's call it American curry. And I know that sounds ridiculous. But we're going to pick and choose our spices carefully. And we're just going to avoid warming spices. And certain aromatics. Yeah. Okay. We'll be able to reduce down. I'm worried about seasoning too far ahead of time because if I reduce sauce down, it can easily become too salty. And then I'm upset. You know? We're going to salt as we go. We're going to keep in mind that when we are seasoning towards liquid and it's meant to be reduced down a little bit, which will be with the chicken broth or stock. No, broth. It's broth, not stock. We will then make sure that we only salt at the end rather than in the beginning until we are done our reduction phase. Okay. So, got chicken broth, got chorizo, chicken broth, chorizo, tomato paste. Tomato paste, right? I think that would work. Corn in the digestive system, make it make sense? No. Or do you want to know why? Because I can do that. We eat corn. That's all I got. I'm also going to chop up this chili pepper and throw it in there just so it's already there. We're just kind of doing stuff right now. And I think it's going to be delicious. This is going to disappear into the whole mess. But it'll add a little spice to it. A little flavor. Corn itself is similar in structure to rice. And also to pomegranate seeds. They are arils. They are an encased seed that the outer shell is a protective cellulose coating that is indigestible by most enzymes that are in our body. So it ends up being that one of the only things that's left. But when you heat it, the inside starch actually inflates and becomes something else so that it becomes edible. Add curry? None? I don't want to make a curry. It's like almost too easy for me right now. And I'd rather use everything I have. Plus I have so much flavor going on already that I almost just want it to do and taste like what it is, you know? But it's a very good idea, Fry. Easily you could take all of your root vegetables, all your peppers, all your everything, add a little bit of what your sauce bases are, then add your curry powder, and you're basically firing up a curry really quickly that is going to work, guaranteed. I'm on stream right now, so I don't mind thinking out loud a little bit extra, and I will put together something that I think will work. Again, this is just to clear my fridge. I'm not using my theme ingredients for this particular thing yet. We're gonna come back to the we're gonna come back to that very soon. I have my rose infusing in lychee syrup. I have solid lychees. I also have a cream that is infusing with rose as well. Yeah, I just want to like do a little bit of what I have, you know. I just want to do more of this. It's going to end up pretty cool though. What was I doing? Oh, I need to add to this. We're gonna add both chorizo and the corn. Yeah. Do I use all of my corn that I have? You know what? No, I'm gonna save 2 of them. It was so cheap that I bought more than I needed, and you know that's a good reason to buy more. It's in season. Like I always say on my streams, if something is in season, I try to let you know. I also try to do something with it on stream. And you know why? It's because if something's in season, it's going to be cheaper. It's going to be better. And people are trying to sell it. The farmers are trying to sell it at that point. Because they're like, damn, someone has to buy this. Or else they're not going to buy more of it. Because they don't order more of it at the store if nobody buys it at the store, you know? I'm going to do the thing I did last week. We're going to shuck, whatever, corn. I'm going to hang out with you and listen to some Afrobeat jazz. Funk. Why not? I'm guessing you're a cook, chef. I'm a bartender. But I make a lot of food. And I've worked in restaurants for a really long time and picked up a lot of tips and tricks from my chef friends who are much more talented professionally with it than I am. I said this last stream too, if you ask questions to people who dedicate their lives to things or like want it to be interesting and you have something to give back, like to kind of back and forth a little bit of information, they're more than happy to share with you what they've chosen to specialize. It's cool. I like it. For our VOD watchers, we have the song that is currently playing in the corner. Hell yeah. What was this, 2 weeks ago? I used the corn bones for the cocktail. I am making significantly more of a mess right now than I did before. I slopped the pig's mama. Pig's mama sucks the corn? I don't know what that means. We have a nice corn bone. Hang on, I gotta watch this one. There's a little bit of orange on it. Happy Saturday, everybody. Hope you're having a nice day. Hope it's been nice. Hope you treated yourself nice. And you know what? Sunday is tomorrow. Possibly in an hour or two. Possibly in 15 minutes, depending on our time zone here. For me, it's 11:43 right now. We've been streaming like 3 hours-ish. To give you a clue on when I stream, I'll be starting around at or before 5 p.m. on Thursdays. Earlier the better, really. Because I would like to go longer so I can do other stuff other than what I'm wanting to do for content. And not have to focus on just doing it and then cleaning. This is all the corn I'm going to need. I don't need more than that. For the ratios, like we were saying before, you don't need more than this. This will cook down a little bit. And then... Fridays will be 8 or later, and Saturdays will be 8 or later because I'll be working in the mornings. And it takes time to get... I don't know when I can get home sometimes. Where are you at, son? Ohio? I am in Philadelphia. That's why royalty gets cheesesteaks. Alright, that's all the corn I'm gonna need, really. I don't think I'm gonna need every single bit of chorizo in here, too. I'm only gonna use 2 of them. We're gonna save the other 2 for something else, maybe, for lunch or something, or breakfast. They're fully cooked. So it's not like I'm cooking them to... I didn't want it... Alright, so I had the option. I was like, you know, I could just get like a little bit of ground beef, like a little thing of it. Just to add it. Who cares? Just for like protein and fat. I didn't want to have to worry about cooking temps of the meat while I was doing this at all. I kind of just wanted to go for it. So that's why I went with chorizo, because it's already fully cooked. And I'm just kind of doing long cuts on it. And then doing, and then cutting into the side of it. Because I don't like the circles. I don't like doing the circles. Because it gives me like that Frankenbeans hot dog feeling. And while I have nothing against that, I just, you know, it's about presentation. Even if it's for yourself. You can, like, do a couple cuts in a certain direction and make things a little bit nicer for you. Kind of experience things in a different way. It doesn't take much to add the flavors that you want to. Do I save them? Do I do them? Do I save them? Do I do them? Do I save them? Do I do them? No. It's going to be fine. It's just going to be like little bite treats. It doesn't have to pervade the entire dish. I am just cooking for myself, so it's not a big deal. I'm going to hit these with oil, but we're also going to season them now. I was about to ask if there's a reason you're cutting them that way. You know, I also, anybody, if you ever have any questions about anything, it never is interrupting me. It is never making me repeat myself in a way that I don't want to. It helps me discover more questions to answer, which I want to do. I did bring that up on the last stream where I was like, the way that I learn is to over-explain to myself about everything that I do, and that's why I went into science. That's why I did everything. So feel free to ask me anything, always. I don't mind. If it derails discussion that's already happening, maybe I won't answer, but for the most part, I'll even answer random things. So don't be worried that I don't want to answer or it would interrupt or bother me. I'm down. I just hit myself in the face. Literally. Okay. Olive oil. And yeah, what the whole point of me saying that, by the way, is that it gives me actually a profound satisfaction to answer people's questions before they ask them. Because of the way that I explain things and I do things like that. I've trained a lot of people at work over the years. And a lot of times the way that I'll preface my training is like, listen, I'm going to talk out loud to you. I'm going to say a lot of things because I believe that more information is better and helps people better understand things. So I'm going to talk with the assumption that you don't know everything. Which means that occasionally it might seem small, it might seem too detail-oriented, but there's a reason why I'm saying it. I wouldn't trust myself to not cut myself a long way like you did first. Carefully, knowing where the knife is going, knowing how your fingers are going to guide it. Occasionally, yeah, I do have it a little out, but really I'm still doing a little bit of a claw. Just kind of making sure that you manage where the knife is going. If the knife blade and the sharp part is already past where your fingers are at all times, you're not going to cut yourself because it's literally never going to be in the way. But it takes practice. Always go slowly. Only work as fast as you are comfortable with, and only work as fast as